Howdy peeps! Yes, hi, Lois here again. Okay, this is the part 2 video, and I'm sorry it took a while to get it uploaded, but I took a week off and went to Wales and had a fabulous time, learnt to surf. Now I'm addicted to surfing, so I've taken a little while to get this video up, but it's here now. And this is following on from part 1, and obviously this is a three-part series, as it were. And these are the 3 key steps that you need to follow. You must, because these are the only true steps to follow, really, when it comes to being a conscious manifester. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what manifestation is or what conscious manifesting is, go and check out my other video, which is what is manifestation and how does it truly work. The link to that will be in the drop box below. And if you have missed the first part, which is the most important part, it's the ultimate key to everything when it comes to conscious or unconscious manifesting. Please go and watch that. Again, the link will be in the Dropbox below. Part 1 was teaching you all about self-concept, what it is, why it's so important. So if you haven't watched those videos, please go and watch those first, and then this one will make more sense. And this is part of a method that I have named the set it and let it method. Set stands for self-concept, embodiment, and techniques. And the let it part is to live, enjoy, and trust. And that actually, believe it or not, is probably one of the hardest parts for a lot of people. So we've done the self-concept stuff. And that is the key part, because self-concept is all about the way you feel about yourself. It's who you are. It's what you believe. It's the stories you tell yourself. It's all of that old shit you picked up growing up that you've programmed into your mind and into your subconscious that tells you stories. Most of the time those stories are bullshit, but we still listen to them. Things like, I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, I'm stupid, I'm ugly, nobody wants to hang around with me, I find it difficult to make friends, I can never get money. All of those crappy limiting beliefs. So the self-concept work is the most important. And that is getting you to let go of the old version of you, let go of those limiting beliefs, and reprogram by inserting new, healthier ones. And that is a process in itself, because for a lot of people, they've got a lot of deep-seated wounds, traumas, beliefs that are very negative. So it's not an overnight process. Some people will get through it quite quickly. I managed to do it pretty quickly, even though I've got a lot of traumas from my childhood. But when you understand what it's about, it makes it easier. So go and watch that video, and hopefully that will make sense to you there. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Lois. I'm an empowerment and manifestation coach and a full-time van lifer. This is me in my motorhome indie. There's a few different playlists, so you can have a little peruse and see what tickles your fancy. But I do hope you like what you see and that you will subscribe, because I want to build a lovely little community here, sharing the truth really about certain things, about empowerment, helping you guys to become the best versions of yourself, not just about manifesting, but to live a fucking life that is full and enjoyable and is the dream life that you've always wanted. That's why I'm doing these videos. So, and if you're into van life, you can watch the other stuff. But yeah, so if you are new, please, I would love it if you would like, share, and subscribe the videos, because it gets the information out there to the people that need it most. And there's a lot of fucking bullshit out there. There's a lot of people who don't know what they're talking about when it comes to manifestation, and they're screwing with people's minds, and they're also ripping them off. So you got to be careful with who you watch. And I've probably only encountered maybe 4 coaches who actually speak the same language as me, as it were, understand what manifesting truly is. And I would urge you, if you can, go and research Neville Goddard, because he's the king when it comes to manifesting. So yeah, that's definitely something worth watching. But also, if you are a returning visitor, hello again, lovely to see you. So let's get on with this video, because I don't want to waffle through this. I actually just want to give you the nuts and bolts of it. So, providing you are familiar with manifestation, you are familiar with conscious manifestation, and you are familiar with self-concept, how to do it, and why it's so important, this is the next step. This is about embodiment. Now, what does that mean? So when you embody something, it's almost like you're taking it on, right? You're absorbing it. You are embodying it. You are becoming it, whatever it is. If you take, for example, a character like method actors, someone like Christian Bale, when he goes into a character, he fully immerses himself to the point where he almost becomes it, believes he is that character. And that essentially is kind of what embodiment is. You are taking on a new version of you, a new character, except you're not just playing the part. You don't want to fake this. This can't be faked, because if you're trying to fake this, it will fuck things up. Because if you're not being authentic about it, if you're not truly being honest with yourself, then you're going to get really fucked up results in your reality. And it's also going to mess with you a little bit, because one of the hard parts of when you're doing self-concept work is triggers. Now, I will go into a separate video and talk about that as well. So you'll be able to find that on the playlist. But we all know triggers are the things that come up when people say and do things, or we experience things in our 3D, that trigger a reaction, a feeling, an emotion within us. An emotion of someone does something and we feel rejected. Somebody says something, we feel ignored. You know, our boss might do something, our friends behave a certain way, and we take that meaning as something negative about us, because we have baggage from our past, traumas, wounds, experiences from growing up in childhood that we have carried on, and we've taken on that persona. We've taken on that character. We embodied all of that shit we went through, created these lovely little stories in our brains. Our subconscious held on to all of those experiences because its job is to keep us safe. And so whenever we experience something similar, the subconscious will do the little alert thing and say, what? You want to fucking back off this because you're going to get hurt, or this is going to be scary, or this is dangerous, or whatever it is. And most of the time it's not. It's just that trigger. It's that response that's kind of there to alert you. But obviously for us as humans, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to point blame outside. We're going to say, you did this is your fault. And that's not a state you want to be in, because that is the victim state. If you are blaming other people or blaming yourself, you are playing the victim. You are being the old version of you. You're being the version of you who experienced those things firsthand. But you are not the 6-year-old you going through that. You're not the 12-year-old you who's still going through that. You're not even the 20-year-old you who's experiencing that. That's the old version of you. But those triggers and those feelings and those wounds and those stories, they sit with you for your lifetime. You carry those and you project those out onto the world. And then those get reflected back to you. So when you're feeling rejected, nobody is actually rejecting you. They're just reflecting back your belief that you are not good enough, or you're not chosen, or you're not worthy, or you're not lovable. So the feelings that you feel when you get triggered are your own. They are fuck all to do with anyone or anything outside of you. So if you find yourself blaming your 3D, look at it this way. It's essentially like you looking into a mirror and saying, it's your fault I look like this. It's your fault I'm feeling this way. It's your fault that this is happening. And if you do that in front of the mirror, the person you're saying that to is you. Because ultimately, you are the creator of everything. Your thoughts create. Your focused attention will create and manifest in your 3D. So how do you change this? So once you've done the self-concept work, where you've identified your key wounds, your limiting beliefs, your triggers, your insecurities, and all of those bullshit stories that you've carried with you into your adult life, once you've identified those, and you know what the core root of your issues are, whether it's abandonment, or you experience rejection, or you don't feel good enough, or you never feel chosen, whatever you find those root causes are, it's time to now drop that version of you. And embodiment is becoming a new version of you. It is taking on a new state of being. So for example, the old version of you who feels rejected. Doesn't feel good enough. That version has to go. But in order to replace it, you can't leave an empty space. To get rid of the old, you've got to replace it with something new. So, instead of identifying yourself as this victim version of you, the version who is rejected, you are going to immerse your brain, you're going to immerse your mind with a new story, a new belief that you are never rejected because you are worthy of so much love. You are more than good enough. You are deserving of all the best that life can offer. So you've got this shitty belief, you've got this wonderful new belief. You've got this old shitty story about yourself, and you've got this new story that you've created. The way to really solidify embodying the new state, you got to put in more of this to push out more of this. It's essentially like if you've got muddy water in a bucket, you can't keep scooping and trying to get the mud out. You'd be there forever. What you've got to do is you flush that water out. You flush it with clean water and all the dirt will just get flushed out. And that's essentially what you're doing with the embodiment process. The more you are taking on healthier thoughts, healthier information, better feelings, better experiences, better situations, but ultimately better thoughts, healthier thoughts, positive thoughts, new stories, new beliefs. In other words, you have to identify who is it you want to be, who is the version of you who has the things that you would love to manifest in your 3D. Because remember, creation is done. Anything you desire is already yours. It's just about bringing it into your hardened 3D reality. And you do that through the self-concept and the embodiment. So the embodiment phase is taking on this new version of you who is loved, adored, appreciated, respected, who is good enough, who is worthy of love, who never gets cheated on, who never gets left, who has never been abandoned. He's never been rejected. You've never experienced anything terrible. Now we know that those experiences in childhood are real, right? You can't just erase them, and you don't want to. What you're trying to do is just replace. You're revising it. Okay? Because those experiences happened to you as a child. They're not happening to you now. That's the only thing that triggers are. Triggers are reminding you. It's the emotional state that you felt from the original experience of the trauma resurfacing. Because you're not being abandoned again. You're not being abused again. You're not being treated that way again. You're just experiencing the reaction and the feelings that you think you are being that way again. It's that self-protective mechanism. So as part of the self-concept work and the embodiment work, you are going to waver. It is fucking normal. It's frustrating, but it's part of the process. Because you've spent the last 20, 30, 40, 50, fuck knows how long years believing that you are this version, that you are this victim, that you are all of those shitty things that you've been telling yourself. Now you're trying to move into this version, the healthier, new version of you, who has everything they've ever desired, who has so much abundance, who is super successful, who is so wealthy, who is so loved, has so many friends, has a supportive family, has the most loving partner. That's the version that you want to be, right? You don't want to stay as this version, do you? If you do, you need to go and have a word with yourself. Surely you want to be this version, the joyful, loving, abundant, wealthy, successful, whatever that means to you. You want to be this version, right? So, the first part of that, identify. What does the new version of you feel like? What do they look like? How do they behave? Where do they go? Who do they hang around with? What do they do with their lives? You have to create this new version of you, this new persona. And it means you've also got to create this new story around it, and then you create these new beliefs. And you've got to saturate yourself with that. So whenever you find yourself in those moments, and you will, you might wake up in the morning feeling pretty good. And then, as the day goes on, something might trigger you. Or you might just get those old shitty beliefs coming back in going, I'm stupid, I'm not good enough, I'm so ugly, why am I bothering? This is ridiculous, it's never going to happen for me. You've really got to be the observer of your thoughts. Catch those thoughts early. Now in the beginning, excuse me, you might not. It might take you a whole fucking day to realize, God damn, I have spent all day talking shit to myself. And if you think about it, you would never talk to your best friend, to a sibling, to your partner, or even to your own child if you have one, the way you talk to yourself, the way you talk about yourself and the way you think about yourself. You would never fucking stand for it if you heard somebody else talk to somebody you loved the way you talk to yourself. Sit with that for a minute. How fucking horrible we are to ourselves sometimes. And we don't even realize we're doing it. And we've got to change that. Because the only thing to change is yourself. When you change yourself, when you change your beliefs and your stories and your thinking, every fucking thing out there changes because it is your reflection. So the moment you shift from being the version of you who is unlovable and rejected and stupid and ugly, and you move into being the version of you who is loved and chosen and cherished and respected, you're gonna see different fucking results in your 3D. Now, it's not necessarily going to be instant. Some of it can be. It's going to take time. Because as I said, where you're wavering between the old version of you and the new version of you, you are going to get hot and cold results. You're going to have moments where there's movement and there's not, where it seems to be happening and then it goes back. That's okay. The key here is it's a choice now. It's a choice to keep going back to the new version, moving forward with the new version of you. Seeing that you've slipped into this old state, this old version, this old thinking, be aware of it. Your awareness is going to be so crucial here. Be aware that you have slipped and that your thoughts are not so good and that you've been telling yourself some really shitty things. Or even you might have been saying shitty things about another person. You might be carrying stories about a parent, a sibling, a friend, a lover, your boss, your co-workers. A dominant belief of my boss is always an asshole. My partner is going to cheat on me. My mum doesn't love me. Whatever fucking stories you have been telling about yourself or about other people, you've got to fucking kill it off, let it go. And part of that is forgiveness. It's a real key part. You've got to learn to be able to forgive yourself and forgive other people. And that can be hard until you realize that all this time, everyone has just been reflecting you. So nobody ever did anything to you. Nobody was ever doing anything to you. They were just reflecting you. So how can you be angry and pissed off and fucking hurt by something that they didn't even do, that they just reflected? And one of the hard parts of this is being able to acknowledge and accept that we create it. I'm not saying you created all the experiences as a child. I'm not saying you created any of those things. God fuck. I never ever fucking manifested the shit that I went through as a child. I swear. But that's part of life. We go through those experiences in life. Some people will have terrible upbringings and some people won't have hardly anything go wrong. But I guarantee you, whether you've had something traumatic or whether you've had quite a relatively easy life, every single one of you out there is carrying a story or a belief that you're either not good enough or that you're not worthy of love or that you're not chosen or that you feel rejected, you feel abandoned. Every single one of you will be carrying something like that with you. And it's being consciously aware that you have that inside of you and that you have done for fuck knows how many years. And that has been running the show. You have been the monkey, letting the mind fucking dictate everything because you've been unconscious to it. Now that you are aware of it, now that you are conscious of it, now you can take back your power and control it. And if you're not sure what I mean by this whole conscious thing and unconscious, just do this little experiment. I want you just to look at the camera now. Look at your phone with your mouth closed. And I want you to shout hello in your mind. Do it now. Who is hearing that thought? Who is aware of that thought that you just had? You can hear that in your mind, can't you? So who is aware of it? Your consciousness is aware of it, because your consciousness up here is where your focus needs to be. When you are in your conscious mind, you are focused and you are doing things with purpose. Your subconscious, that just stores information to help keep you safe. The unconscious is the automated, programmed, conditioned way that you have always been. It's like a habit. You just do it automatically without thinking. It's just a pre-programmed scenario that keeps running. So we've got to override that programming with these new thoughts, new beliefs. And to do that, you've got to let go of the old. So you've got to forgive everyone else. You've got to forgive yourself. You've got to let go of any old stories that you're holding on to, beliefs about people, about your parents, about your partners, about your ex, about your friends. And keep choosing new version of you, new habits, new beliefs, new stories. Really fucking saturate your brain with it. The more you are pumping in the good stuff, the more you are releasing the old stuff. And I really don't want you to panic and freak out. If you are consciously manifesting something, such as you're trying to manifest money, or I say trying to manifest, basically we know manifesting isn't about getting or doing or bringing things in. It's already there in existence. It's simply solidifying it into your 3D. If you imagine, it's your manifestation is the other side of the door. The door is closed and all you're looking at is the fucking closed door. Your manifestation is right there. All you've got to do is open the door. How do you open the door? Well, you don't do it through force. You do it through thought. It's gentle. It's not aggressive. It's not demanding. It's not needy. It's not insistent. It's gentle. It's allowing. It's consistent. It's persistent. It's loving. You know your manifestation is the other side of that door. The door represents your old shitty beliefs. You are the new version of you. So you go, oh, open the door, and there's my manifestation. It's just a really nice way of thinking about it. It doesn't happen necessarily that instant, but that's what I mean. When you can take your focus away from looking at the fucking door the whole time and realize, oh, there's a fucking handle. I could have opened the door this whole time. All I had to do was just reach down and open the handle, and there's my manifestation. But for most of us, when we're trapped in old stories and old beliefs, all we're doing is looking at the fucking door. We're looking at the barriers. We're looking at the imagined barriers. We're looking at the imagined shit that we think, that we believe is standing in the way. So if you're trying to manifest money and you're still holding a belief because of the way you were brought up, or your upbringing, or your parents or peers around you, telling you, you'll never make money, you're rubbish with money, you're no good with money, you always lose money, you never held down a job. And that's the belief that you've been living this whole life. Now you're shifting into the new version of you who can make money. Money comes easily to you. Money just flows every day. You get money from everywhere. Money is limitless. Money is infinite. There is no finite resource of money. There is no once we've spent this, there's nothing left. The whole world has just run out of money, right? Money is infinite. And there is not just one way of doing it or getting it. We receive money from so many fucking ways. But your limited mindset, and this is where your logical brain starts to fuck with you, because it starts to tell you there's only one way you can get money, and that is if you work really hard and you slog your guts out. And that's fucking bullshit. There's so many ways you can get money. You receive money from so many ways. It could be inheritance, could be a lottery win, could be bingo. It could be that a friend just suddenly has a windfall and gives you some. It could be that you just end up finding it fuck knows? There's not just one way. So when you open yourself up to that, and you open yourself up to the endless possibilities out there, that new version of you who says, money comes easy to me. I'm so abundant. I can have anything I want. In fact, I already have everything I want. That is it. It's all mine. I am the version of me who is worthy of money and love and success. I'm the version of me who is great with money. I'm the version of me who has endless fucking amounts of money flowing to me. I'm so wealthy, I'm fucking swimming in it. I'm the version of me who is so loved and adored. My partner cherishes me. My partner loves me. My partner respects me. We have a loving, beautiful relationship. My whole family are so supportive. I have great friends around me. These are the kind of thoughts that you need to saturate yourself with. Now, another key part of this in the embodiment stage is the belief. Because this is the way the logical mind will try and fuck with you, because you're dealing with kind of two worlds here. You're dealing with the 3D reality that's happening right in front of you now, and you're dealing with the imagined reality that you are manifesting, because manifestation is simply thought realized in your 3D. So you're going to be in conflict between you focused and imagining, and this is part of what I'll teach in the third part, the techniques part. It is you focused and thinking and imagining and embodying and feeling. And by feeling, I don't mean emotions. Feeling is that sensation. What does it feel like? What would it feel like to be so rich that you never have to worry about money issues again? That you are debt free? How would it feel if you woke up tomorrow and someone said to you, you've got millions of pounds in the bank and you are never going to have to worry about money again? How would you feel? How would it feel if you suddenly scratched off a scratch card and you won the jackpot? How would it feel if you got that promotion? How would it feel? What's the sensation in your body? If the person that you've been crushing over for the last year suddenly turns around and says, I have felt the same way about you. I love you. Let's be together. How would you feel if your parents finally told you they loved you and they've loved you this whole time? How would you feel in your body? It'd feel good. It'd feel warm. It'd feel safe. It would feel secure. It would feel reliable, dependable, nurturing, supportive, motivational, inspiring, sexy, fun, exciting, joyful. Wouldn't it? You wouldn't be waking up in the morning going, my life's fucking shit, if you just won the lottery and all your money problems were over and the love of your life just came in and your family suddenly said that they absolutely think you're the best thing since sliced bread. If you had everything that you've ever wanted in your life right now, how would you fucking feel? And that is the state of being you need to embody. And it's about creating momentum, because you will have moments where you just won't fucking believe your thoughts, because the 3D isn't showing up that way yet. But it takes time because it's a reflection, remember? So you're going to have moments where you're really focused and really believing that you are this new version, and you're reminding yourself every day through affirmations and other techniques where you tell yourself, I'm loved, I'm safe, I'm secure, I'm protected, I'm good, and you're feeling it. And imagination is key. Imagine seeing that moment where your lottery ticket and your numbers get called out. See it in your mind, the person that you're in love with coming to you and saying, I've loved you all this time, let's be together. Imagine that moment where you're at a party and everybody is just so captivated by you and they just can't get enough of you. That is the state of being to embody. That sensation, that feeling. It's not emotion, it's feeling it as if it were real. And this is what people call living in the end. It is embodying you who has it already. Now, some people get fucked up about terminology like, oh, I already have it, I am it, or it's coming. And some people say, you shouldn't say it's coming because it's putting it in the future. But whatever. The most important thing is what you are believing and what you're telling yourself. So if you want to say, money is coming to me now, fucking say it. Because if you believe money's coming to you now, then it is coming to you now. If you want to say, I am so wealthy, and you can stick with that in spite of what your bank account might be telling you, and you can hold that vision, you can hold that belief, and you can hold that feeling, trust me, your 3D is going to fucking change rapid. And it's going to happen in the most magnificent ways. You're going to experience things that just, you think to yourself, that's such a weird coincidence. And it's not a coincidence because you manifested it. And that's how manifestation works. What you think, what you believe, what you imagine, what you dream about all day, every day, what you saturate your brain with has to be reflected out in your 3D. Now, it may start initially, you start seeing money on the floor. You might pick up just 5p or a penny. Do it. Pick it up. One day you might be rummaging through your bag and you find a tenner that you didn't know was there. You might suddenly go to work and your boss is telling you you're getting a pay rise. You get little increments. And those little increments of things, those little synchronicities, those little bursts are telling you that you are doing it. You're making it happen. And that's when you dumb down. That's when you really have to saturate yourself with it. Know that it is working. It doesn't always happen that you manifest money and you win the lottery. Like I said, there's millions of ways that you can achieve what you're manifesting. The key part is not to control how and when it happens. Don't be fixated by time and don't worry about how it happens. You'll know you're on the right path. You'll know it's coming in because of those little synchronicities, because of the way you're feeling about yourself. Because when you start realizing for the last couple of days, you've been waking up with a bit of a spring in your step. You've been waking up feeling good. You've been waking up looking in the mirror going, hey you, hey gorgeous, you're looking good today. And you're walking about your day and people are saying good morning and your co-workers are acting nicer to you and your friends are ringing you up saying, hey, do you want to go out this weekend? And the person that you've been madly in love with is suddenly messaging you. That's how you know it's working. It comes in little bursts. Sometimes it does happen full blown. But often it takes time because you're going to have those moments where some days you wake up and you feel like shit. And you can't shake it. And in those moments, let it out. Let the emotion out. Whatever you're feeling. Angry, sad, fucking upset, whatever. Let the emotion out. But don't let your emotion out on other people. Remove yourself. Go find a quiet space and have a fucking mad cry. Go and eat a ton of fucking chocolate, a tub of ice cream, and sit and watch a sad movie and just pour it all out. It's not going to fuck things up for you unless you sit in it, unless you stay in it. Let the emotions come out, release those, and then move back into your new state. Move back into the version of you who is experiencing what it is that you want to experience. Become it. We always say, yeah, I believe it when I see it. But that's not how this works. You've got to believe it, then you'll see it. That's why in the Bible it says, believe and you have received it. It doesn't say you will receive. I know some people say that, believe and you will receive. Believe and you have received it. So you have to have real dominant belief and faith in this working. And you have to have belief and faith in yourself. So the self-concept in part 1 is all about you identifying you. Those negative thoughts, those old stories, those old beliefs, all the shitty things that so far have been keeping you in victim state and keeping you stuck. Embodiment is now recognizing who is the new version of you, who has everything that you've ever fucking wanted. Who are they? How do they show up? How do they dress? How do they behave? What do they look like? How do they talk? Who do they hang around with? What do they do? Saturating your mind with all of the new stories, the new beliefs, the new affirmations about yourself. Constant, all day, every day, until over time, they suddenly become ordinary. They just become an unconscious belief. So instead of you unconsciously thinking, everybody leaves me, you're now unconsciously thinking, everybody loves me. And it does happen that way. But you've got to really persist and be consistent in it. Now, this is where mental diet comes into it. Mental diet's very key. I would always say morning and night are the key times when you want to start using affirmations or meditations, whatever you need. But it's essentially waking up in whatever mood you're in, be aware of it, move into the new state. If you've woken up and you're thinking, oh, I fucking don't want to go to work today, I fucking hate my boss, they're going to be an arse, I know they are, I've got so much work to do, catch it and go, whoa, nope, that was old me. New me loves going to work because my co-workers love me, my boss thinks I'm the best fucking thing ever, and I am the best fucking thing ever. I'm the best employee at that place and they all fucking know it. So I'm going to go into work today like I fucking run the joint. Then you lifted your spirits, you've lifted your mood, you've lifted yourself, and you are going to carry yourself different. You're going to walk around like your shit don't stink. And that's the way you should feel. Not in a prideful, arrogant, egotistical way. No. Just in a way where you know your value and worth. You know who the fuck you are. Because you are now embodying the state of the person who is that. Who is confident, who is successful, who is rich, who is abundant, who is loved. That is the version of you want to stay in. So whenever you fall out, it's fine. We all fall off the wagon sometimes. It's like anything. If you've been living a certain way or you've had a habit your whole life, it's going to take time to override that. Just keep choosing. Keep moving back into the new version of you. And another key part of this when you do embodiment, once you've become new self, certain things become less appealing. So maybe you might find that certain friendship groups just fall out of your life, or sometimes even relationships can end. But that's good because it means that you are now kind of aligning yourself. And by alignment, I simply mean you are now associating. Your life is now kind of going in a new direction. You're now aligning with things that are more representative of the new version of you. So if you were hanging around with certain people who were maybe like, not very aspirational, like to hang around, just do drink and drugs and muck about and didn't have any ambition, and now you've taken on this self-concept work and now you've embodied the new version of you who is successful, abundant, ambitious, those kind of people just not going to be your people anymore. And you're not going to want to associate with them. You're going to want to associate with different people. So you will actually attract in a different kind of person. You might attract in a different kind of partner. You're going to be attracted to different things that are more aligned with the new version of you, which is what you want. And that is how you know that it's working, because the old shit suddenly doesn't appeal anymore. Suddenly you don't want the things you used to want. Suddenly you don't like some of the things you used to like. And that's okay. That's part of it. So when you know that you're feeling different, when you start to change the way you see things and the things that you like, and you're starting to attract in something different, you know it's working. Your 3D is going to start to shift and change. Life has to move things around in order for your manifestations to solidify in your 3D. It's like a chessboard, pieces have to move in order to line you up. So I hope that has clarified what embodiment is. It is a process. Some people can nail it in a week. Some people it's going to take them a year. It doesn't fucking matter. The key part here is that you do it, that you become it, that you are it, that you believe it, and that you persist in it, and you don't fucking give up. So many people give up because it's fucking hard. But it's only as hard as you make it. It's only as hard as you believe it will be. It's only as hard as the stories you're telling yourself. And that's the only thing I will say. It is practice, it is persistence, and it is consistency. If you can do the practices every morning and every night, and then just gently throughout the day, whenever you feel yourself dip, pull yourself back again. But getting your head in the right frame of mind first thing in the morning and really solidifying and embodying and feeling into all the things you're manifesting, all the dreams and the desires and the goals that you have. When you do that as you go to sleep at night, that's going to impregnate into your subconscious, which is going to help even more. So if you can listen to subliminals or a meditation at night that will help, great, because that's going to seep into your subconscious while you're sleeping. It's almost like a cheat. And it's going to really help. It really helped me. So I'm sorry this video has gone on so long, but it's a real key part of this. And people often don't know how to embody a version. They don't know how to do it. They don't know if they're doing it right. They feel like they're fucking up all the time. And believe me, you're not. You are not fucking up so long as you are choosing new version. So long as you are constantly being aware when you're slipping and you move straight back into new self, when you new thoughts and beliefs, and you are distancing yourself, you are releasing, you are detaching, you are letting go of old stories and old thoughts and old feelings and old beliefs, and you are no longer identifying with that version of you. You are the new version of you who has everything they ever wanted. And that is the key part. Once you've done your self-concept, once you've fully embodied it, you are going to see so much shit out there change because it has to reflect the new version of you. So while you're walking around like, I'm fucking wealthy, I'm fucking successful, I can do whatever I want, life just flows to me, I get everything I've ever wanted, I'm a powerful manifester, I am loved, I am adored, I am cherished. Damn, you are going to see so much change. It may be subtle, but you'll notice it. Might not notice it straight away, but you will notice it. And that creates momentum. That builds that momentum. It builds belief. And this is part of it. Sometimes we don't often, like, it's really hard to go from feeling like you're a piece of shit to suddenly now affirming that you are loved and cherished and you're never rejected. It's quite a contrast, right? So you got to find some middle ground. So choose things to say to yourself that you can believe in. So if you can't go from I'm fucking ugly to I'm the most beautiful woman or beautiful man in the world, go from I'm fucking ugly to today I look good, or today I'm going to be the version of me who feels good about themselves. I'm going to be the version of me today who can look in the mirror and say, you look okay. If that's the step that you can take, take that. Because then when you've solidified into saying to yourself, I feel okay actually, I think I'm okay, I look okay, I'm average, I'm okay. Then you can move into the next one where I look really good today. I look really good today. I feel good today because I look good today. Look at me in the mirror. I've done my hair nice. I've shaved, I've done whatever, whether you're a man or a woman. I'm looking good. I'm looking good. And then you move from that to I'm fucking hot. I am fucking hot. Have you checked me out today? Looking at yourself in the mirror going, you are fucking sexy as fuck. And everybody loves you because you are a beautiful person inside and out. You've got such a good personality. You are so funny. Talk to yourself in the mirror like this sometimes. It's really fun. So take those little baby steps because you're not always going to be able to leap from I'm fucking poor because I've literally got numerous credit cards and debt in my bank to I am fucking wealthy. It's a real leap. So go from, yeah, I can see I've got bills coming in and I can't pay them to I will pay these bills. These bills will get paid. And then you can move from that to once those bills are paid or, you start to go, money is coming to me. And I don't know how and I don't know where from, but it is coming to me. When you can stick with that, then you can move to the next phase. So don't try and rush this. Go at your own pace. And in the next video, part 3, it will be teaching you all about techniques. And these techniques are to help you become that version of you. Techniques are not there to help you get the thing, get the money, get the person, get the job. They're there for you. They're helping you to solidify your new self-concept, the new version of you, the embodiment of it all, so that you can then bring in all of your manifestations. So, I'm sorry this was a long video, but it is a really key part. And yeah, keep going, guys. If you've got any questions, please put them in the drop box below. I will answer them. And I'll see you in part 3. Take care. Bye.